All right, we are live with Echo Flips. Echo Flips is finally back. If you guys are happy he's back, he actually has a YouTube channel of his own. Many of you guys are actually from there, but his channel name is Echo Flips. He is grinding hard this Q4. Um, really into the merch fulfilled. I feel like me and him are pretty different sellers. I cannot stand merch fulfilled myself, but I get why he likes it, and I kind of wish I liked it more, but I just
Mer-
don't.
Merchant Fulfill is like it takes you out of the trenches immediately because you get your money back right away. And that's like I think that's where like most people are. Like they don't have that much money. They got like less than 5 grand to play around with, right? And they want to make money doing Amazon. And the way to do it if you don't have any money is you merchant fulfill. Like especially now with
Hmm.
Q4, I've been looking. There's so many different opportunities where you can buy something for just a few bucks, merchant fulfill it, and double your money on it. And it's like if you can put it like if you have the time and you have a little bit of money, you can make so much money.
Hmm.
It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, like, are there a bunch of like little bulk items that you're selling that you are describing as that, or are you doing that with apparel as well, or both? Or
I mean, like, so mainly what I've been doing is I've been merchant fulfilling a lot of higher end shoes,
hmm.
and recently I had some stuff go on my account. My account health kind of got wishy washy. So now my goal is to pump out as many units as possible because the more units that you pump out, the like say you get something on your account health is going to go up if you do a large volume of units and say you had an account, right, and you have one person that's selling 1,000 units a month and they have one IP complaint, and say for whatever reason you can't get that IP off your account. If you move 2,000 units a month, your account health is going to go up a little bit more, and that won't ding your account as much. That's kind of how, like, so if you're moving a ton of units, um, then your account isn't going to be as at risk, like overall. If you guys are familiar with 1,000 ASINs, he posted uh, this thing on his story where his account health was like a Christmas tree. Like he had like 10 IP complaints. He had like so many intellectual property complaints, like all these different complaints. But he moves like tens of thousands of units a month, and his account was completely in the green. So I
Like
think
it
like
was
having a
maxed
hybrid
out.
model between like you're selling the really risky stuff about invoices, and then like the super, the stuff that's risky like eBay to Amazon, where you don't have the invoices but like the margins are just so good, and then moving a ton of units is the play, in my opinion, to make the most money. I think that's really the way. But everybody has their own methods to selling on Amazon. So
Yeah, I've been considering adding like a wholesale account or something.
yeah,
Like I I just really don't want to, like, the idea of selling stuff that's like 5% ROI is just like I'm gonna like
yeah,
have systems in place or me prepping stuff for like not much. Um, I mean, or I could just really go hard and try and make it profitable. But wholesale often takes time, I've heard. So I'm not 100% sure when it comes to that.
yeah. I think like specifically with the eBay to Amazon model, if you had something like wholesale and you had a wholesale account where you could order, let's say 1,000 units, and even if you're making, a low ROI on that, it might be worth it to have that just so it protects your account health metrics.
Yeah.
That's kind of the conclusion that I'm getting to. Like I think having like a hybrid like in between is the best way to do it because you mitigate all of your risk pretty much. Like um, you're less likely to get your account suspended or things like that because you have the majority of what you're moving has invoices, and if you get one or two things on your account, it's not a big deal because you're moving so many units.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's definitely something that I'm kind of wrestling with at the moment, like what direction to take things. But we got Christiana and Josiah. Welcome, guys. There was a little glitch. I basically scheduled all of these lives and I made all of them but the most recent one private, but then I didn't make this one public, so that's why people are coming in late. But good to see you guys. Thanks for joining. Thanks for finding the live, even though I made some mistakes at the beginning with it. But
they're innovators. They find a way.
exactly.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Oh man.
Yeah, how was so you came back from a long weekend. You're trying to catch up on things. How's that going?
I mean, it's just there's all types of things. I haven't like really taken like a I guess you could say it was sort of like a vacation away. I had like 3 days off, and now I'm back, and I'm ready to I'm ready to go hard back. It was awesome. Basically just went to a festival, and now we're back. We're on the Amazon grind, and it's just really like it's awesome too because it's like I left for 3 days. It felt like I was gone forever, but it's like I left for like 3 days, and it kind of reminded me like why I'm trying to go so hard on the Amazon stuff because it's like you make really good, like in my mind, the whole goal of selling on Amazon for me at least, right, is to make a massive amount of money so you can do really cool stuff. Like, like go, I don't know, like go snowboard in Japan, just like random stuff,
Yeah.
Travel, hook up, hook up with your mom and dad, whatever you want to do.
Oh, I thought that was going somewhere else.
What?
You're like hook up.
Oh no! I meant like just like take care of your
Geez, all
family,
right.
things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
So I
not like that.
anyways, now that I derailed
Says
your
says
whole
mine's on a different plane right now.
no, I just like joking. But so
Oh
for
god.
you, Cody, do you find I feel like money equals different things for different people. So for some people, money equals the ability to have more experiences. Some people equate money to security. Some people equate money to like power or control or something. I
Yeah.
think there was another one. But for you, it kind of feels like if I make really good money, then I'll be able to do really awesome experiences that are memorable for you.
Kind of. I mean, like I
Is
feel
it a
like I
hybrid?
can sort of do whatever right now. Just because like all of my expenses are super low, and like I don't need too much. Like if I had only 10, like say you make like 10K a year, I mean, I've paid off car, things like that. I literally live in some place in like Oklahoma for like 10K a year. Like it doesn't, I don't know. Money for me is like, I feel like the money you get, you can help other people do whatever they want to do. And then you can also have the freedom to do whatever you want to do. So it's just awesome, like in like every front pretty much. Um, I mean, there's a few other things too, like you get to travel and I don't know, money. I mean, money's just good. I really like selling on Amazon, so it's kind of I feel like it's a little bit different than some other people because it's like this is just fun. You know what I mean? Like this is like if I had the choice between playing like video games and like trying to get better at Amazon, like we try to get better at Amazon. You know
Right.
what I mean? So
Exactly.
I don't know. It's I guess it's just a different. I don't love it all the time either. I guess that's like a really roundabout way of answering your question, but I don't know. It just does a lot of things. It's pretty dynamic. So
Paid off card game can't be stopped when you have no debt. I know, like it definitely kind of holds you down when you have like debt like that. Um, especially when it's like massive student loans or like massive car bill or like super in debt because then what I feel like I see people do a lot is they have debt and so they basically just don't take any risks. They just have to play the safe option all the time. And they end up in an unhappy situation because they're just like, well, like I have massive expenses and I have this debt. So I have to make a lot of money in order to even just like stay afloat in my personal finances. So yeah, it's a
yeah,
big deal when you have no debt. Um,
yeah. I think like I was thinking about this the other day. Like specifically here in America, I think it's like really weird. Like if you look at like other countries and things like that, it's like in America, it's like you turn 18, it's like you pretty much have to buy a car. Like you can't really not buy a car if you have to go somewhere physically to work, which is what most people have to do. You know what I mean? And that's like, it could be as much as or as little as like 2 grand, which would be like you got a steal of a car from like your grandma. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
one of those
And
hookups.
then
Yeah.
there's like 25 grand car, which is usually kind of around like the range that people get. And then you have that car payment that like really messes you up. Um, for like your entire future pretty much if you don't make enough money to pay for the car payment or like you're making just enough. um so I like it's just so much like right away, specifically in America. And then there's like the student loan debt with like I'm just such a big advocate of Amazon because the thing is like somebody could literally have like $150. They could watch some YouTube videos, start making money with Amazon right away. While like you go to school, you can get into debt with that, and also you can do this stuff from home. So the
Yeah.
thing is, you could start doing Amazon from home and doubling your money from home. So then you don't even have to get a car if you really wanted to. So it's like it's amazing.
Exactly. Like the title of this video is Amazon FBA online arbitrage even worth it? And both of our answers is like yes, 100% yes. I think for both of us, online arbitrage has really changed our lives financially, and like it's also a really fun way to make money and be your own boss. And as you get more advanced, hopefully, um, not just be your own boss, but also um, work with other people to get things done as well. So that's one thing that I'm really trying to work on here is like I when I was doing the used items right at the end of that, like I had the buying delegated, which was super cool. But I switched to doing more new items, eBay to Amazon. And so now she's like giving links that I can purchase, but like I'm double checking everything first. So that's kind of like the next step for me to like have her start picking like the top 5 things that she would pick and purchase every single day, in order to actually like delegate that a little bit more. So
Yeah, yeah, facts. I mean, it could be really hands off if you wanted to be.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think overall the opportunity is really great. Oh, I didn't really reply to Josiah yet. Josiah's big balling. He's got like 10 paid off cars.
Yeah, Josiah really likes paid off cars. He's got like
Yeah,
10 of them.
I know. I really vibe with like how Josiah does. He's like no credit cards, Dave Ramsey way, like all the way. Yeah, it's just really cool. Because there's like other people where it's like, well, especially like the real estate guys are like, I have like 150 units and they're like $4 million in debt, but like their net worth is like $4 million, but they got like 4 million in debt, and it's like, but you got like a lot of debt. Like I know it's good debt because it makes you money, but it's also like you kind of get where I'm getting at, Seth. So it's
Yeah.
like you have a lot of debt.
Yeah. I feel like the real estate for debt is a really hard one because with Amazon, I really like being out of debt and running it with cash or very little debt. But like real estate, it's almost different. I still don't even know where I stand on that. Like, what are your thoughts? I mean, you obviously feel like if you have like tons and tons of debt and like your actual equity net worth is like really small, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I know they make. I mean, real estate is where most of the millionaires are made, and like my kind of goal with Amazon is eventually you make a ton of money with Amazon, and you float into something more long term like real estate. Some people would debate that like real estate you can get in with like pretty much no money because they what is that thing called where they the wholesale, that's what it is, wholesale real estate where you sell contracts.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot
That's
of stuff.
different
You can
though.
get into real estate with no money, but more or less, real estate's more of like a super long term thing. While Amazon, like, you can make money day one. Not saying you can't with real estate, but it's just a little bit of a different game.
Let's see what Josiah is saying here as well. And real estate with mortgages doesn't cash flow well. It's a long-term game unless you're flipping or doing Airbnb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, I feel like the goal of doing real estate isn't really to cash flow. It's basically to just pay off the property and have that equity in your net worth, basically. And it'll cash flow in the 10, 20, 30 years once it's paid off. But
yeah, facts.
At least my goal, if I were to do real estate, would be to like maybe cash flow a little bit, but like pay off the property. Yeah. But I mean, I'm no real estate expert at all. Like I know very little. Like we're Amazon sellers right now.
Yeah, exactly. I think like Amazon's the good entry point too, though, because like the barrier to entry with real estate, like unless you're doing some like unless you're doing wholesale, like investing in real estate, right? You need at least 5K plus, like especially now. And the thing is with Amazon, it's like you could start with a few $100s theoretically doing books and then snowball it and then maybe invest in something more long term. But the compounding that you can do with Amazon is just insane.
And Josiah is saying better returns on Turo. I mean, yeah, and also less barrier to entry. I mean, you're saying at least 5K. I mean, I feel like most people for a down payment would put more than 5K, but
yeah,
you're kind of just saying like Amazon, you could start making money with like $100, $200, although it'd be super slow. But
I only said 5K because I know there's going to be that one guy where he's like, trailer park investing, you can buy this one thing, like, you get what I mean? There's always that one, you can start with no money and this and that, but like usually it's like you need like a $20,000 like down payment.
Yeah, it
5%
depends on
down, this and that.
It depends on your part of the country too. Like if
Yeah,
you're in like
exactly.
California or something versus like Georgia, like
yeah, like
it'd be very different.
Well, then there's also like there's a counterclaim to that too, where it's like, well, you can invest where you don't live and like this and that, and
that would be such a pain. That would be like selling on Amazon from like another country to the United States. And how much of a pain that would be? Like it's doable and people do it and make money, but like that would be a logistical nightmare.
You got to go through the barriers.
Got to just make it work.
Yeah, exactly. I've had people hit me up that were they were like, yeah, I live in Brazil and they want to sell in the United States marketplace because it's super good. I'm like, I don't know anything about that, but I bet you could totally get a prep center in the United States and like start doing it, and that's what they've been doing, and I mean it's been working well for them. So like I really feel like there's like no excuses now, like there's so many roundabout ways to just make money.
Yeah, like it does take some money at the start. You can also finance at the start if you really feel like you need to, but at the same time, that's probably the worst time to finance because you don't know what you're doing. So,
yeah,
to be completely honest, like only very experienced people should finance, and that's even questionable. So,
are you saying like leverage debt for Amazon or?
Yeah, for Amazon. I mean, like that's really a subjective thing.
Yeah, well, I think so too. Like most of my failing, I lost, like not that I lost money, but a lot of it's like breaking even, or you buy stuff and it doesn't sell because you don't know how to rekeep it yet. But then like after you rekeep it, it's like, oh, okay, like the data says we buy one, so we buy one, or like you know what I mean? Like it's no really guesswork at all anymore. There was like a specific ASIN where I was like, the data was telling me, oh, you have to buy 35 of this, and it was an item where it was like I have to pay like $200 per for it, and I was like, the data says we go in. I've sold similar items like this before. I've sold that item like a few times before. I was like, we're going in, and that was like my most profitable SKU. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Trust.
That's more of an investment than your 5K real estate entry.
Oh no.
And quicker profits too.
Yeah, immediate
Especially merch
turnaround.
fulfilled.
What was that?
Especially merch fulfilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, merchant fulfill it definitely hits.
Yeah.
Oh man.
For me, I personally, I don't like shipping. I don't like customer service. I don't like having to do things on certain days.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe translation, I just don't want to work that hard and
Seth, I need
that's
to
fine.
bully you into merchant fulfilling. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, Seth, we're making 30K a month merchant fulfilling now. It's pretty good.
Oh, should have put that money in the S&Me
Oh
500. You'd be
no.
retired by now.
No.
Uh,
I'm not gonna say who, but there was this guy on Twitter, and he was one of those like similar to the S&P kind of vibe, where it's like, oh, if I invest in the S&P for like 30 plus years, then I'll have like $4 million, whatever it is. But also the thing that they don't tell you is by that time inflation is gonna be like insanely crazy. So it's really like $1 million. But what I'm trying to get at is there's a dude on Twitter that like I'm not gonna like out him or anything, but he was like, "Oh
say
man,
his name.
I
I'm just
actually
kidding.
don't.
Don't say his
I'll be
name.
honest, I actually don't remember." But there was this dude, and he does dividend investing, and he's been doing dividend investing for like 7 years, and he's like, "Guys, I'm getting paid $600 a month now with dividend investing," and it's like, bro, like that's like 2 Amazon products. You know what I mean?
How much is that a year? That's 7,200 a year.
Yeah, I mean
I mean,
nothing,
that's
nothing to
cool,
like
but
sneeze at or anything, but like like it's. I mean, I guess it's money, but at what cost?
it,
Um,
Henrique says, is it better to buy on Amazon and resell it on Amazon or just buy from other websites? What do you guys think is the best strategy? I would say usually purchasing from Amazon is that's like a more niche specific skill that doesn't usually work unless you know what you're doing and looking for. So usually buying from other sites
yeah,
almost all the time.
yeah. So like, yeah, my kind of take on that is it's a lot easier to buy, say like a brand that doesn't like, say like a Equate from Walmart, right? That brand doesn't sell on Amazon, because that's Walmart's brand. So every person on those Equate listings is an online arbitrager. So selling things like that is like, I mean, that's really just easier money. Well, with Amazon to Amazon flips, if Amazon gets back on that listing, you're gonna lose a ton of money unless you return it. And that's why, like with the Amazon to Amazon flips, I would highly suggest only merchant fulfilling it because it's super risky if you send it into FBA and then Amazon comes back in stock and then you're holding the bag for a long time. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's whatever works for you, really. But yeah, I think websites. I agree with Seth. Like websites are just a lot easier than Amazon and Amazon flips.
And Raspy, I accidentally had it private, but I'm glad that you ended up finding it. I won't do that next time. But yeah, definitely other websites. Even though there are people out there who are doing really, really well, Amazon to Amazon, like he's saying, use Keepa, just like you search for items on eBay. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know Jameson Philippi, but he does a lot of Amazon to Amazon toys. And so he is really knowledgeable about the discontinued toys. And so what he'll do is he'll set Keepa alerts for a bunch of items that have been discontinued for several years. But then Amazon just like comes in stock randomly because they are just in connection with a bunch of different like distributors and everything. And so they'll sell like 500 of them and then they'll go out of stock for like 10 months. And so he'll purchase from those types of listings and the price will double once Amazon is out of stock. So there are opportunities like that. But like, if you're a beginner, like honestly, if you don't do like, if you don't make a full-time income from Amazon, I wouldn't even like get into that. Like it's pretty advanced.
Yeah, I think
Like
starting with Amazon to Amazon flips isn't a good idea, but like once you're making like a over 2K a month and you're like kind of getting the hang of it, I mean I think it's just another way to make money, kind of like any other um yeah, I mean really any other thing with Amazon. Like you just learn how to flip from different sites. But yeah, it is if you don't do it right and like you don't return the items, like if they like brick or whatever, like they go down in price or Amazon comes back on the listing, you'll lose a ton of money. So um, just wanted to say real quick too. Thanks for showing up, Raspy. I saw some of your comments on the on my channel and the other streams, so I really appreciate the support.
yeah, dude, he's gonna get his Amazon seller account after Thanksgiving because he's 18. He's gonna get started. Like he's gonna be 18 on Thanksgiving, so he's waiting for that. But yeah, definitely get started on some other websites. Some websites you could do are like Walmart, Target. You could
East
try
Bay,
Nike, East Bay.
Walgreens, CVS. I mean, like any you see people on IG posting the boxes, go and look at that site because that's like a it's already a proven source. Especially
Yeah,
when you're starting out, like you don't want to like reinvent the wheel or anything. Just go and do what other people are doing, and then you'll figure out your like sub niche stuff that like you make a ton of money on. Um, what do you think about that, Seth?
yeah, I agree. And also, I don't know about you and your journey with this, but I found starting with retail arbitrage was easier for me to get into it because I just didn't know how to do online arbitrage. But like kind of like we were saying, some people are outside of the United States and like that's their option,
Yeah,
so they need to just like learn that. Um, and so that's the case here. I'm from Portugal. I don't have any of those stores, but I'll figure it out hopefully. So what you're gonna have to do, um, Henrique, if you're wanting to sell in the United States marketplace, what you can do is you can work with a prep center in the United States. And then I think you can use a VPN and then purchase from United States sites and send to that prep center. So
yeah,
that's how I've talked to plenty of people from I talked to a guy from Pakistan the other day. I've talked to people from India. I talked to people from Turkey. Cody's talked to someone from Brazil. That's basically what they do.
yeah. That's what's up. I mean that's really the perfect plan. I don't really have too much else to say about that. I love Henrique's picture of the dog. It just makes me laugh.
Can I zoom in on it and screen share? No, I'm
It's
not
like
going.
what the dog doing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I don't necessarily use this one very much, but this definitely works. I've talked to a lot of people who do stuff like this, but they sign up for email lists from stores so that they tell you when they have sales.
yeah,
Um,
that's a major key for OA. I know you do mostly eBay, but for OA, that's like you go to your email that you sign up all these different sites, and you're like, okay, who has a sale? And then you like, oh, this sale, like this is crazy. They never discount the products this much, and then you just go through the catalog, and sometimes you can make a lot of money doing that.
especially from what I gather, you probably have 1, 2, 3, 4 sites that you're like a regular to that you purchase a lot of stuff from. And so like maybe you'll see the CVS sale and you kind of just don't care. But you see the like the Walgreens sale and you're like, "Oh my gosh, Walgreens 30% off.
Yeah,
Like buy one get one free for all beauty products." So that can actually Walgreens sales like people do really well with Walgreens sales.
like
Um,
I know for a fact, like if you knew Walgreens like the back of your hand, you could probably make 10K a month off of just Walgreens.
yeah.
Like I've seen people's
Walgreens
storefronts where it's like, dude, this guy like he's a wall. I just love her thinking about he's a Walgreens freak.
he's a Walgreens freak. He's very
uh,
good at getting his orders through. That's what he is.
yeah.
That's my problem with Walgreens.
Oh,
I
do they
suck at
cancel
that.
you a lot?
Yeah, but
Really?
I'm bad at like regular online arbitrage, so like I don't I haven't like I haven't put in the time to like
Yeah.
Well, like what I was doing, Josiah and I were trying this. We were using like, we were trying to do like, it was already on sale, and then we like signed up for some like opener email discount thing, and so we put like a ton of discounts on, and we got like an amazing price, and then they just canceled everything.
That's rough.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's all
I
good.
like for Walgreens, I make like I have like 2 accounts, and just to like help with the cancels. And then I know at some sites, like if you check out with PayPal, they just like won't cancel you a lot of the time. Um, Especially like say you're ordering and your billing is different from your shipping, which if you're using a prep center, it
Yeah.
usually is. If you check out with PayPal, usually it fixes that issue and avoids cancellations. That's like a that's like a big nugget for
Yeah, use
whoever
PayPal.
watches this.
I actually think I've heard that that's a really good tip.
Um,
Raspy saying, how often do you guys have to return things on eBay due to the wrong description? So for me, I just have my stuff sent to a prep center. So like today, for example, they were doing a shipment, and they said that I sent in an ASIN, and it was a specific ASIN, but it was actually a different item, like very similar, but not the same item. So I just found the ASIN for that item and sent it in, and like it was a break even, whatever. But usually I try to like just sell the item if I can. Yeah, I don't know
yeah,
about you, Cody.
yeah. I don't know about descriptions like specifically. Like I think it just depends. Like if it's broken, we're gonna return it. If it comes like one time I ordered like 2 grand worth of some like consoles from eBay. They were all fake. I was like, I was like, okay, let's see what happens here. Like they immediately let me return it. I opened a case with eBay. So I'm just saying like, and it didn't say that in the description.
It didn't say
That
that they were faking the
yeah,
description.
it didn't say they were faking the description. The
Really?
pictures were pretty deceiving. They were definitely trying to pass it off as real. So I don't like it. I think it just depends. Like, if it's messed up, you return it. Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know if you noticed this, but like in so many eBay listings, they always just like put genuine in there. Just like, dude, you don't know. You got this from the States
yeah, I
still.
know,
Like,
right?
you have no clue. But like the sell similar said genuine, so I'm leaving it in the title. That's basically all it is.
Yeah, that's that's a fact too. It's like they could have not even wrote like anything, and they just said sell similar. It's just
Yeah,
like the same as the other listing that they copied it. They just didn't change anything. Um,
exactly. Maybe took pictures. Now I don't purchase from people with stock photos anymore. I've had too many customer issues because yeah. What were you gonna say?
well, yeah, that one incident with the fake stuff, they had stock photos. I
Oh,
was like,
really?
but
Yeah.
yeah, they had like one where it was like some type of like they got it like on their counter next to like their protein shake or whatever it was. They just saw like something weird, and they had all stock photos. So it was like, okay, like we're gonna try it out. Um, yeah, it didn't work out, but I mean,
Screenshot that genuine as proof of IP complaints. Look, I have an invoice. Look, they said it's genuine. Jan123 with 324 feedback says it's genuine. She's been selling on eBay for 3.5 months.
she she's a top rated seller.
She's a power seller. She sells over 1K per month.
Oh, the power seller stuff's just so funny. I think like Macari has that where it's like you're a power seller. It's like you sold like 10
Oh,
things.
wow.
It's like, oh, like I get why they do it, but it's like, oh man, you're such a great seller. You're just selling like 10 items. It's like
Thank you.
what?
I mean, for them, I guess it's passive income, so they better
Yeah. Well, they just want like
poo-poo
I get it.
everyone
Like they want like to motivate the people that are like
doing
just getting
something.
into selling on their platform to like stay and keep on selling and keep on making the money.
I used to be so stressed about keeping that on eBay because it had like tracking metrics and stuff like that, and it would like lower your shipments and like boost your like visibility on your listings if you had it. So I was just like so stressed about it, but now I sell like a few units a month, mostly my returns at this point. eBay feedback is hilarious. I have 2K plus feedback, mostly from buying. Yeah, I think I hit 1,800, mostly from buying.
While you're a power seller.
I'm a power seller. They need different feedback for buying and selling. No, I love it that they have the same. Oh, well, yeah, you're right. I mean, it would be nice as a customer for like purchasing, but it's also nice when you're selling and you've purchased a bunch of stuff. Like you're just like, yeah, I have 2K feedback, but I've really just purchased a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it's really funny.
But back to this, if you purchase something and it's wrong in the description, eBay sellers like won't necessarily like you, but like you always have the option to file an item not as described case, as long as you actually describe something that was not in the description. So you can get your money back, you can return it. So take advantage of that if you have to.
For the people that are watch the stream later, like right now, we don't have like right now is kind of like their last stretch for FBA. In the next, I believe it's like week and a half, you're basically not going to be able to FBA anymore. So like this week, like small and light candy, like Christmas related stuff, like I've been seeing the graphs, it's going crazy. Just letting you guys know, insane opportunity. Like,
yeah. And I mean, you can still FBA, your stuff's just going to go active in January, basically.
Yeah.
So like your Christmas opportunities are going to be over. Yeah, like tons of opportunities of stuff. Especially if you can get into seasonal stuff. There's a ton of stuff out there. Do you guys use the eBay credit card? So they gave me a $500 limit. So I'm using it, but it's just sitting there maxed out until they give me more. Oh, I should just pay it so they can use it again.
Yeah, I'm not a credit guru or anything like that. I don't really know too much about it, but I've heard if you keep on paying it off like really fast, they'll eventually raise your limits. I don't know how true or untrue that is, but like the more you pay it off for whatever reason, they'll like raise your limits faster. That's what I've heard.
I mean, that's usually true for credit cards. It's just like, I don't know about you, Cody, but like $500 is like a day or like half a day of sourcing. Depends on the day, but
half a second of sourcing.
Half a second. Or
it depends on the day.
10% of your $7,000 $200 35 unit purchase. Do you guys use coupons or cashback? I mean, that's the point of this credit card. I think yeah, I think it's like 3.3%, which is incredible. But I don't know how well it works. I'm a credit guru. You should max it and then max it again.
Just it's too funny. I just like the do you guys stack coupons or cash back? Yes.
A lot.
We do all of them. Get discounted gift cards, coupons, cash back. What is the other thing? There's like rebates. There's all sorts of stuff. If you have Amex, there's like exclusive rewards. You can stack that. There's like all kinds of stuff you can do.
You can get travel rewards if you like that. Like tons of people who do Amazon, they literally just like spend stuff and they like have like 45 Hilton hotels that they just like, yeah, I have all these hotels, and they just go travel all the time. Or Amazon of United States show up in the Brazilian one, for example. So are you saying that you could sell in the Brazilian marketplace? What exactly do you mean? I think I didn't get the
Yeah,
concept.
I'm not really too
But I
sure
think
what they're trying to get
Brazil, a lot of these countries do have Amazon marketplaces. It's just that they're smaller than the United States one.
at. Yeah.
United States Amazon has been around longer.
I think every marketplace is valid, but just some are better than others. Like for OA.
The
Like
comment
Canada is an opportunity, but like there's only so many people in Canada, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Enrique, I'm not seeing the comment before. The comment before is this one that I'm seeing on my screen. So yeah, I just don't see it. I'm sorry. But yeah, definitely max it and then max it again. Credit guru. If you want your limits to go up, that's how you'll do it. But yeah, I think it's best to if you're gonna use credit for like rewards, especially if you're a beginner or you're doing anything that's risky, like having cash to back it is probably gonna be better because you're gonna be on the hook for that. Worst case scenario.
Oh, Seth,
Yeah.
what's the most amount of money you've spent in one day doing OA?
The most in a day. I don't know if I've. It's probably around 5K.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't spent 5K in a day for quite a while though. I think I. So your 7K in a day is like that's a lot, but I think
I spent like I think it was like 10.5 in a day one time.
10.5 in a day.
I was up for 24 hours and I was like, we're
Really?
going in.
Yeah, like there's a ton of stuff to buy. Just right now, I'm kind of just like, well, I need my payout so I can buy more, which is the problem of FBA, but
Yeah, that's definitely an FBA
issue. Do you
issue.
know if selling on Amazon Spain will show up on the Amazon of other countries? Or Amazon of United States would show up in the Brazilian one, for example? I have no clue because I just sell in the United States platform, so I just don't know. I'm not an expert on that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I know that if you sell in the United States, you have the option to sell in Mexico and Canada. And you can sell abroad. So maybe there's the option if you sell in Amazon Spain to sell in the United States as well, like a global program or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Maybe they're. So all I can think of is like two things. So maybe they have an option to sell in other countries, but not the United States, Canada, and Mexico like us. But I could imagine you could still go get over that barrier if you knew somebody in the United States and basically did like a kind of like a partnership with them. Um, in a way, if that was the case. But yeah, I mean, like we're United States sellers, so it's kind of um hard to figure out because we don't know how it is on your end.
Yeah. And there's probably also sites where you can buy Amazon accounts as well. It's
Yeah, I bet.
it's probably. I mean, I know for a fact. Actually, I don't know if you've gotten these, Cody, but I got a letter in the mail offering like we have records that you sell on Amazon. Like we buy Amazon accounts. Like your account could be worth anywhere between $1,000 to $7,000.
I've heard about that.
That's
The
interesting.
the thing that I've also heard is they're like cracking down on accounts where people buy it from other people like that. Um, and they're asking for like even I've read about like they do like a call to verify that it's you kind of deal. Like they match the account with your actual ID and then they'll do a call with you. I don't know if any of that is true, but it's just things that I've read and heard about. So, who knows?
Yeah, that's a good point. There's a guy called Fast Track FBA who does what is it? I think he's doing Amazon in the United Kingdom, so he's a really good Amazon seller. So maybe he has something on that. I think there's
Yeah.
other European Amazon sellers. I mean, it's a big place.
Yeah, I can imagine like you probably make a lot of money just selling in Europe.
Yeah. But I think a lot of the people in Europe also are like, yeah, I want to sell in the United States platform. So I feel like the
Yeah.
United States one is like one of the best ones.
There's got to be like stuff on like the seller forums, or like you find you find one person that like sells in another country that's different from where they live in, and then like you just message them all the time, or they know somebody that knows somebody. That's always the thing that I found that's super helpful. Like if you find somebody that say I wanted to start to do eBay to Amazon, or like or I already do a little bit of it, but it's like I know I go to Josiah and I go to Seth for that, and then Seth and Josiah know like a few other people that do it too, like Rake and Profit, things like that. So it's like you find one person that does it, and then they probably know all of the other people that do it too. That makes sense. So, I mean, my advice really is like you just find one person that does it, and then figure out all the people that they know, and then you'll eventually get your answer. I
Yeah.
know it's kind of like a
Easier said than done, but yeah.
yeah, it's kind of like not what you want to hear, but I mean that would fix your problem.
Or
Just
like,
trying to be helpful, you know.
no, it's true. I was just thinking like, is there like, oh, probably if he goes into like a big Amazon seller Discord or like Facebook group or something, he could potentially get an answer for that.
Yeah,
Like,
that too.
yeah, there's a couple big ones. I don't look in Discords and Facebook groups as much as I used to. I used to just like go through them a ton, but like now that like I post on like Instagram and YouTube and stuff, I kind of like just message people questions.
Yeah. Oh, one other thing too is like, when you join those public groups where there's like hundreds of other Amazon sellers and things like that, if you just search
Yeah.
like say you want to sell in like how to sell in Amazon US, like if you search in the group, you can see all of the people that talked about that specific thing that you're looking for, and if you DM those people, they probably know, and that fix goes for everything, especially like with online business. There's like oddly specific problems that you run into that literally nobody knows. But like if you know a guy that knows a guy, then he knows the answer. Or like you just do it enough and then you figure it out yourself. Um, that's what I've seen at least. Like, what do you think, Seth?
Yeah. I mean, the oddly specific stuff, like people have put videos out about that. Actually, I just, speaking of oddly specific, how to sell on Amazon from outside the United States, typing into Google, um, I'm seeing several videos that look like they probably have the answer.
Kevin's trolling in the chat.
What's away?
Oh no. Oh man.
What
Kevin's
is
awesome. He has a YouTube
away?
video. Subscribe to him right now.
Subscribe to KV Flips. He sells a ton of, like, both of you guys sell shoes.
Yeah. He's the
Going hard
eBay
at eBay.
king of shoes.
Please
Please
explain.
explain.
So,
No.
so Kevin, here's what you do. You go on an online site and you buy a shoe, and then sometimes on Amazon it's more expensive. And then you sell it on Amazon and you make 11% ROI. And then you make your
Oh
whole living.
no.
Just kidding. uh, Laugh more. Joined a bit late, my dear mentor. What's up? Good to see you. But yeah.
Yeah.
What is OA? You gotta thanks. Oh, Kevin's done some OA a little bit, I think. You're
Yeah,
more into retail arbitrage, but um,
the footwork of RA, VA hiring tips, onlinejobs.ph, and create like a really oddly like specific test for them to go through, where it's like they have to actually be able to like read certain things in Keepa, and you'll find a good VA.
prep center tips.
What was that?
No, I was Kevin, are you are you wanting a VA for like a specific task? Because like what you're gonna want a VA for is probably different than what we want a VA for. You know what I mean? Because like I don't know if you want it for
Yeah.
like back end eBay stuff or like um or what. But oh, serious question. Okay, I thought you were on the what's OA and then thought you were gonna be like, how do I get hooked up with the prep center? And then but yeah, what do you need a VA for? Because your business is different than ours. Like you're doing eBay and you're doing really well with it, but like sourcing for eBay is different than sourcing for Amazon, and like you have different processes in your business than we have. So I guess VA hiring tips, like figure out exactly what you want them to do and like make an SOP for them. So like a standard operating procedure, basically just like write out all the instructions so that they can do their job and then know exactly what you need them for. And then onlinejobs.ph.
Yeah,
Oh, editing.
yeah,
Oh, two
yeah.
things.
I think specifically, Kevin, for the editing, like I think it's smart to like you have you make sure you put in the description that like they're able to do certain things. But I feel like editing specifically, like you should just do like a test, like tell them like, hey, this is like a trial week, and or you can like there's two different things that you could do, or you could do a combination of both of them. You give them a video, and if they edit it and like you like it, then you can hire them for a trial week, and if you like it after that trial week, then they're your VA for the editing, and if you don't, you boot them, next VA. You know what I mean? You
And
just cycle that,
pay
and then
them, but boot them. Yeah.
what was that?
Pay them, but boot them.
Yeah, like you pay them for that trial week after they sent you the really good video. So you make sure that they're good, but you let them know like, hey, like, um, yeah. So you're
Are
not just
you
wasting your money on a VA that doesn't do good work. And then wholesale, I don't know because I don't do wholesale.
are you wanting the same VA for both of those things or a VA for editing and a VA for wholesale catalog sourcing? Because I feel like it might be hard to find someone who knows how to do wholesale catalog sourcing and editing. Like you could hire someone and just like have them be okay at both, but it pay them 2 cents for their work. Okay. Like the virtual assistants that I've hired, they've been really like I can tell they're like really nervous that people um oh, I thought you were waving goodbye to someone. They've been really nervous that they weren't going to get paid. So they're always like, "Can you pay me like in advance or like can you pay me like weekly at the start or
Yeah,
something?"
I
Yeah,
think they're afraid of being scammed a lot of the
exactly.
time.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's go back here. Laughmore had a question. If someone invests 3K in calculators and other categories you mentioned, how long will it take to start returning $1,500 each month? With a reinvestment rate of 50% profits, that's just a very oddly specific question that would be a fun video to make. But um, yeah, I mean, that depends on so many factors. Because, like, what's your ROI? Like, are you merge fulfilling? Are you FBAing? Like, how's your repricing? Are you meeting, like, are you waiting for higher price sales or are you like following it down and like getting your sales ASAP? Um,
What I'm thinking is it's like it seems like Laughmore's goal is to make $1,500 a month,
right.
and I think like the rate of return and all that other stuff. Like honestly, like I know that's the question, but I kind of feel like it's just like he wants to make good, like he wants to start making that amount of money, doing OA, and I think if you only have less than 3K, I highly suggest you do like something like books, where you can compound your money, and like you're getting, a 300% return on investment, but you're grinding and putting in the work, and then maybe you're doing a little bit of eBay to Amazon on the side and getting those outside returns. I think that's the answer that he's really looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. To be completely honest, like kind of the thought when I saw this question is just like, it's just going to take like several months. Like
Yeah.
um, like you're, when you send stuff in, okay, like and I see all the other comments. We'll get to that in a second. But we're going to explain this real quick. So like when you send something into Amazon, let's say you're working with a prep center, you send the item to the prep center, maybe that's a week. They send the item to Amazon. By the time they've actually sent it to Amazon, maybe that's another week. So 2 weeks have passed, and then it's going inbound to Amazon. So maybe another 2 weeks at that point. And then your item actually has to sell. So if you're purchasing stuff for a month's worth of stuff, it could be another month until your stuff's sold. And then sometimes you make mistakes and it's longer than a month. So like kind of best case scenario, it's going to be around 2 months until your stuff even like completely sells. And then there's a 2-week payout. Like it takes 2 weeks after the items have been shipped to get paid out. So like at best, your rotation of money when it comes to FBA is probably going to be around 2 months. So like if you somehow were able to just like from never doing OA before, like spent $3,000 in a day and then sent it all in, like you're going to get your money best case scenario back in probably 2 months. Or you could do merge fulfilled like Cody and get your money back quicker. But just like keep all that in mind. It's going to take several months.
Yeah, and this is also assuming that you know how to read Keepa, which like most people don't. So it's kind of like it's a lot of assumptions. Like if you want to make $1,500 in a month super quickly, like go drive Uber or something like that. Like if you want to get it like soon as possible, like right now, you know what I mean? But like with FBA, it's a good long-term business that you gradually, you make 1,000 one month, 1,500 the next, 2 grand, 4 grand, and like up and up. But yeah, it does take a lot of time.
And like books, you could do really well. Like you can make $1,500 in a month pretty easily with books, I think, as long as you know how to do it.
Yeah, facts.
We're gonna move on real quick though. Editing. Oh yeah, so we already were there. Henrique, what do you think? What do you guys think are some of the best items to start flipping? I know about used watches and iPhones because I've been flipping them for a year. But for Amazon must be like new products, right? So I actually sold most of my items this year were used items. I don't think you can sell iPhones, but probably some watches you probably could sell used. What I would do to determine whether you can sell it used is I would look at the Keepa and see, is there a market of sellers who are selling this used? Because if it's only new, most likely like customers are expecting new stuff. And so you're just going to have some problems. But if there's a used market there, it's a higher chance of it working.
Used books is pretty good to start out with too. I used to do a good bit of that. Like even with like OA used books, you can make money with that.
This guy asking SAT questions, I love it. It's a very specific,
oh my God.
It's a very specific question.
Kevin's savage.
Get it. Savage.
Oh,
Separate of course. Yeah. So like, yeah, it saves me so much time having a someone editing my stuff. He even pressures me to he pressured me to get this mic. He's telling me to buy a pop filter. What is it called?
Really?
A pop filter. Yeah. What is it? A pop filter.
That's good. He's like your content coach.
Yeah. He's like, do better. I needed to do better so that you can keep paying me.
That's what's up though.
Yeah. He's a good dude. I like him.
What is this? Oh yeah. Separate, of course.
How should I pay a VA? I like to hire full-time just so that I get their undivided attention. But if you just only have so much for them to do, that's nowhere close to full-time. You could pay them hourly. On onlinejobs.ph, there's a section of it somewhere where it basically tells a general average full-time wage for different types of workers, as far as virtual assistants. So I think that's on the site there. Yo, good to see you, Joji. Good to have you. We're about an hour in, but that's I found you on your stream like an hour and 30 in. So
The people are asking questions now, so it's kind of hard to be like, yeah, let's leave.
all right, bye.
Um,
Sending items to myself, FBA, looking at DVDs and video games right now, but looking into new categories. Yeah, I mean, DVDs do really well. I think video games do too. I think.
Oh yeah.
I cut you off. What's that?
Oh no, I was just gonna say used video games are really good too.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like both of those categories. I mean, both of those categories, you could probably sell $1 million worth of in a year. Like if you just focused and did DVDs, focused and did video games, like it's just all about your learning ability and actually putting it all into action, having enough capital and stuff.
100%.
Been following you, brother, and reading Keepa and researching a ton. Good work, dude. Like,
Let's go. Nice.
You're gonna make a lot of money, I think, if you like pick something and stick to it. And like, like 3,000 is actually a good amount to start, as well. And like, also, it doesn't have to be like for the first couple months, it's just gonna be you're sending stuff in, you're gonna see the sales, and it's gonna be slow. But if you give yourself like a good 6 months, I think you'll see some really solid progress there. Like, goodness, I wish I had started selling on Amazon when I was like just out of college or like at Cody's age. Cody, you're like 23, 24.
Yeah, I turned 23 just a few months ago.
Yeah, like I'm 29, and goodness, I wish I had started when I was like 18. Like that
Yeah.
would have been sick.
Yeah, I wish I started selling on Amazon the second I walked out of the womb and just started doing some OA.
Mom, I need a subscription.
Some babies need a pacifier. I need Keepa, you know what I mean? Oh gosh.
Keepa.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's a highlight. No, just having too much fun tonight. Okay.
First words, Keepa. Savage. GG, Mom.
Oh, that's so good. All right, what's going saying?
Does eBay to Amazon ever get flooded and price tank?
Like never. Nobody does it. My bad, Seth.
Yeah, you're good. When's Seth Jr. gonna hop and start doing it? Well, gotta have the junior first. Pop filter so I won't hear your. This isn't ASMR. All right. Yeah. It doesn't happen much, but it does happen every once in a while. There was one item that I purchased. Basically, it was at a very inflated price. They were like $500, and in like 5 months, they went down to like 210. It was very sad, but I mean, it happened over a slow enough period of time, and I didn't go like so deep into them. Like, it was fine.
I think the price tanking is nothing like OA. Like with OA, like you look at the Nike sale products, and it's just like you just see the you know what I mean? Like everything just tanks pretty much. On that site. What is it?
Yeah, eBay to Amazon stuff tanks a lot less. But like if you purchase stuff where it's slow and there's a lot of sellers, like that's just the recipe for price tanking. So like you still need to do your Keepa research.
Facts.
Keepa.
Oh god.
What product? What software to pay VAs? TransferWise. Yeah, that's a really good one. I never downloaded that.
You use?
I use PayPal and I just pay the extra fee just because I don't want another subscription type thing to manage. But
Oh,
TransferWise is cheaper.
I didn't know TransferWise was a subscription. I just use PayPal too. Like I tried to set, I forget what it was called. Tried to set something else up with my VA that was similar to TransferWise, and like we just, I don't know why there was like some errors. So I was like, let's just do PayPal. Like, you know, we couldn't figure it out for like 2 days. So I was like,
Yeah, and I
let's
don't think
just
it's
do
actually in a
PayPal.
subscription. I think it's just I didn't want another site that I had to log in and log out to. Like I'm just like, there's enough sites, but
Yeah,
it's the
facts.
cheapest place. But yeah, I think we've been going for a while. We'll probably hop off here
Yeah,
pretty soon. Thanks for joining us, Cody, and thank you guys for all the questions. This was a bunch of fun. This was a really fun live stream. We had Kevin in the house. We had we have Lorenzo right here. Oh yeah, he already commented that. Henrique, Josiah, Laugh More, Joji. See if I missed anyone. Raspy. I don't know if Raspy's here.
Josiah's just
It's free.
free, dude. Oh
Josiah
gosh.
just coming on me hard, bullying me into using stuff.
Yeah.
No, it
Yes,
is free.
merchant fulfill. What is that? TransferWise.
Oh my god. It is free. I yeah. That'd probably save me like $10 a week. So over the course of a year, how much is that? That would save me like $300 a year. So yeah, I should probably do it. You're right.
What else is there?
I use the business
PayPal.
one. Yeah,
Do you have a business PayPal?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like you have to at some point, right?
It's free, dude.
I don't.
What were you gonna say, Cody?
I just don't understand the question. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, of this one down
Yeah.
the road, is it a good strategy to diversify the portfolio for Amazon accounts, like make teams and monopolize the OA to a certain extent? I would love to monopolize the OA to a certain extent. It's just easier said than done. Oh, so yeah. Are you basically asking like, can I make 11 Amazon accounts and just have 11 of the same product on the Amazon listing so you can get all the sales for yourself? It's a great question, actually. Just unfortunately, that's very much so not allowed.
Yeah.
Very like if you want to do that black hat method and like make that happen basically against Amazon's terms of service, that's just going to be so complicated for you. Like,
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I didn't know that's what he was trying to get at. Yeah, like just have one account, do it the right way, and make money. Like just don't do like any like weird funny business. Like you want to have like 10 different accounts, drop ship on some of them. Do this, I've even heard of like people are doing FBA automation now, which I don't even want to get into that because it's like I could have like an hour-long conversation about that. Just have one account, do FBA, do things the right way, don't get your account banned, make some money.
oh, Cody, do you want to? We can do a live stream where the title is like FBA automation. Is it
Oh
a
no.
scam? Is it
Oh
legit? I
no.
don't know. We could title it something, but
I think FBA automation could. I don't want to get into it too much. It could technically work, but it's stupid. Like the concept, just use your one account and scale it. Like don't like you don't
yeah.
have to have like 7 accounts.
Laugh more. I can tell that you're a thinker, kind of like me, and that's good. And we also have to take action and do the things. Like there's a lot that we can do if we just like put the basics into action. Like I played a lot of soccer and coaches would always say soccer is just about being really, really good at the basics. Like it's really the same thing with Amazon. But on that note, thank you guys for coming out. And I will be on tomorrow. Cody might, we'll see. But
Yeah, I'll definitely join you tomorrow.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well,
All right.
have a good night, guys. Subscribe to Echo Flips' channel. and I will see you later. Goodbye.
All right. Later, friends.